This time I have a Kenwood KA31 Stereo Amplifier. This one I got at that place where I got all that other stuff. You know, the smoker house that's getting torn down, and I was invited just to clear out the basement. So I grabbed this one and a few other things. We're going to look at the amplifier today. Get the tuner to go with it as well. Unfortunately, the copper miners have already gotten to it. They cut the cord off. So I got to replace the power cord at a minimum. But let's see what else is wrong with this thing before I get into it. I have two more pieces of equipment here that I got from that house clean out to look at. I don't know which one I should look at in order. I've got the amplifier. It's a Kenwood KA31 and a tuner, the KT31 that went with it. Now, I don't know anything about them. I know that they won't work in their current state because some moron chopped the power cord off on both of them. So the power cord for the tuner is only like that long. And, well, there's no power cord at all on the amplifier. So I can't even test it. I can tell you it's extremely dirty. It's filthy. But the first thing I have to do before I can even test it is get power to it. So the power cord's cut off. Before I replace the power cord, I'm going to go in there and just use my cheater cord, and we'll tie it down and see whether I get anything, whether I get any smoke, or see what happens. This is just too slow this way. We do have the invention of power tools made just for this type of crap. So let me get the top off this one, and then we'll take it from there. Ugh. Danger. Very high voltage. Sure it is. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably 35 to 40 volts on each of the rails. So maybe 75, 80 volts. The caps are rated at, what are they? 44 volts maximum. So you know they're not going to be operating at 44 volts. They're probably going to be operating 35, 36 volts. I'm guessing. That's where I would put it. So you get maybe 75 to 80 volts maximum across the two potentials for the output transistors. You can see this thing's pretty filthy inside. Don't know what's going to happen when I power it up. I guess we'll find out. I'm going to just cut that cord off, and we'll use my cheater cord to clip on and power it up and just see what happens. The cord that's cut off obviously just connects down into here, so I'm just going to cut the wire just so that it doesn't short anything out. And for that matter, I could even take this out of the back, and then this should lift out. Okay, got that strain relief out. Alright, first things first, hook up some speakers so I can see if it's putting out any sound. We'll connect up a power source. I will plug it into the dim bulb tester, and it is in dim bulb mode, so that if anything is bad, it's not going to go boom. Or it's not going to blow any fuses, I should say. On side here, there's a power switch, and I don't see anything happening. And let's see, I see a light. Okay, so it does have power. We'll give it a source, and that's why I'm just kind of testing it first. We'll determine whether I'm going to do anything with this once I put a source on here. Make sure the speakers are on, and I'll select the tuner input, which is what I selected. What the hell? It's got sound. Doesn't sound very good. Balance control's not working. Tone controls aren't working very well. on the dim bulb tester. I can give it full power and see what happens. I don't think it's going to do anything, but I'll put it back onto safe mode. That's in case the probes were to jump or touch together. All it would do is turn the light bulb on. And when I give it some volume, you'll see the light will actually start to light up. So watch when I crank it a bit. I think the volume control is extremely dirty, which does not surprise me considering where it came from. If we look at the volume board here, it has a separate circuit board that's got the volume control mounted on it, so I should be able to get this control out of here and clean it. That's ultimately what I want to do. Is I want to clean. Let's turn the bench power off here. I want to clean this control. So I guess if I pull the knob off and I loosen off the nut here, I should be able to remove the control from the back and get at it for cleaning. And then if I get both channels back, then I will find a power cord and we'll put a new power cord on it. And this will be a unit that I sell, right? I'm not going to hang on to something like this. It's not worth a heck of a lot of money, but it's not worth anything with no power cord on it. You know, someone stole the power cord. Probably, maybe the guy that gave me this, maybe he picked it up on spring cleanup or something. You know, people tend to put stuff out, and the copper miners come along and they just cut the cord off and leave the rest of the unit behind. I've had a few TVs come my way, a few CRT TVs come my way exactly like that, where I grabbed them, but the power cord had already been salvaged from it. The copper miners are looking for anything they can get their hands on that's got copper in it, and they didn't want to take the whole unit away. They just cut the cord off and left it at that. That nut does not want to come off here without a fight. Right, I got it. Now I should be able to push this board through and lift it right out. That's good. Now I can get access to the actual control itself. That's actually probably far enough. I just need to be able to get in here with some neutral and give the control a shot. And I can push the control back in, for that matter, and use the volume knob to spin it up and down. Get it clean. Before I even bother to mount it again, just make sure that the control is clean, and then I'll try the power again and see how it sounds. As I say, a stereo like this, I wouldn't expect to get a lot of money for. It is discrete transistors though, so it might fetch more than I would think, but it's not worth a lot of money, but it might be worth $50. And that would be with the tuner, which I've got for it. Amplifier like this, it's probably about 40 to 60 watts per channel, I would think. Somewhere in there. I'd have to look up the spec, but aha, now it works. My balance control needs to be clean too, but fortunately for me, that's right here. Yeah, I know it's backwards. I got the speakers hooked up backwards. Okay, well, I'm just going to remount the... Okay, I didn't expect that to happen. The volume knob just fell apart. Have to put that back together, I guess. Glue that back in. I'll throw the nut back on here, and then we'll do the other controls, and then I'll dig up a power cord that we can put on here. Make it permanent. I clean some switches that are down in here, which are going to be hard to get into, but these are the tone control switches and muting. works. Whoops. The input switches are on the back here. I'm just going to try spraying some contact cleaner into them this way. Okay, they sound okay. Speaker switches over here need to be cleaned. These controls actually don't sound bad. They're working. When I turn it up, you can hear the voltage dropping. You see the guys, and the light blinks. You can hear the distortion come up when I turn that to power restricted mode. I just don't want to turn it on full power with the jumper clips on. And that's just for safety and the fact that I don't really want to blow a fuse. If the probes were to touch together, if the one were to jump off and hit the other one, I have a dead short, I'd pop the fuse in my Variac. I don't really want to do that, so I'll leave it on the isolated supply until I get a new power cord on, which will be the next thing because this unit is working. Clean it up obviously because it smells of smoke and it looks of smoke. I don't think it's supposed to be this color. I think it's supposed to be silver. What do you guys think? Is this thing supposed to be silver? Well, we'll just wipe a bit here. Yeah, I do believe it's supposed to be silver. It's just disgusting. We'll clean that later. Anyway, let me get a new power cord on here and then I can work at cleaning this up and putting it together and getting it off the bench. Let me go find a power cord. Get a new power cord. Just fish the power cord through here. Just twist these wires together. I'll put some tin on them. This is not a polarized cord, so it doesn't really matter which one I connect them to because, well, it's not a polarized cord, so it makes no difference. So we'll just get this down here. I'm just going to twist the end of the wire around a bit so I can kind of tie it around the post that I'm going to be going onto, and then I'll solder it back down. I'm going to take the old one out of here first. There's one. The other one's down here. There's the other one out there. Now I can just get these two new ones in place. Crimp it on there first if I can, and then solder it. Okay, that wire's on. Do the same for the top one here. We'll just get it around here. Okay, power cord's back in place. Get the new strain relief on here and reinsert that. Yeah, these are hard to get out when they're installed. I think this will fit on this one, I think. Goes in like that. This is just going to pinch it down and insert it. There we go. New power cord installed with the strain relief. I can plug this into full power now. I don't need to go through the dim bulb anymore. So full power. Okay, what happened here? Oh, speaker wire fell off. Clean those too, those control inputs. Okay, I think this one's pretty much done. I mean, I got to do some cleaning up to the cabinet before I can sell it, but functionally it's working fine. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm going to end this video now. Another one saved from the bin. Catch you in the next one. Bye.